Good morning, friends. My name is Meg. I am lactose intolerant, I am gluten intolerant, and I eat on a personalized phase 3 low Fodmap diet for digestive reasons. Now, I currently am still getting over being sick for the last week and a half. And I'm still not interested in making really complex meals. I want things that are going to be super simple, things that are going to be nutrient dense, and not like upset my stomach, because when I was sick, I was having a lot of stomach flare-ups. So that is the plan for the meals for today. For breakfast, I found a recipe for a stovetop granola that isn't full of a whole bunch of fat or sugar like a normal granola recipe is. Very interested in giving this a try. It says that it comes together in about 10 minutes, which is even better. So let's get to making breakfast. Breakfast is a yogurt fruit bowl with a homemade cinnamon granola. To make the homemade granola, I'm going to add my old-fashioned oats to my bowl, plus some sliced almonds. The recipe asks for sunflower seeds, but I had pumpkin seeds, so I used that instead. Flax seeds, and I added some chia seeds and skipped out on the coconut that the original recipe asked for. Added maple syrup instead of honey, and a good helping of cinnamon. Then I added a little bit of coconut oil. Mixed everything up thoroughly till it was well combined. Then I added the granola mixture to my pan and stirred continuously for several minutes until it was done. Then I pulled it off of the heat and I leveled out the granola to spread it over the entire bottom of the pan and set it aside to cool. And here it is once cooled. The recipe does also give an option if you would like to have more clusters in your granola instead of a little bit more loose like this. For my yogurt bowl, I spooned in some of my lactose-free, fat-free yogurt into my bowl, spreading it out and topping it with some fruit. I used bananas and strawberries today, and a good handful of the homemade granola. And the recipe suggests topping with a little bit of peanut butter. This is my favorite because it is just peanuts. No added sugars. And good spoonful on top of my yogurt bowl to finish it off. My little yogurt, granola, and fruit bowl is done. It is very, very simple but pretty at the same time. It looks wholesome and delicious and fresh, which is exactly what I am wanting right now. So let's give this granola a try. When it was cooking, it smelled like just pure cinnamon. I love cinnamon. Cinnamon rolls, cinnamon granola is one of my favorites. I love cinnamon. I add cinnamon to the top of my yogurt all the time. So let's just dive in and give this granola a try. I'm gonna try it with just the yogurt and the granola. That's it, so I get a good flavor on the granola. Oh my gosh, this is so good. It tastes like the little clusters in Honey Bunches of Oats. That's exactly what it tastes like. That is so good. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that it made, enough to have this multiple times. Next time, I might even make like a double, maybe a triple batch. This is honestly like my new favorite granola recipe. I am definitely going to go enjoy my breakfast, and I will see you guys back for lunchtime. It is now lunchtime, my friends, and I went looking and hunting through my pantry to find something for lunch today, and I found this. A can of chickpeas or garbanzo beans, whichever is your preference, and that got me searching for some recipes, and I think I found a good one. It is a salad topped with chickpeas with a creamy avocado herby dressing that just sounds really, really good. I think the main thing I'm going to change though is the recipe just uses chickpeas straight out of the can. I think I'm going to throw mine in a cast iron with some herbs and seasonings for just a little bit. But I think that's the main thing I'm going to change on this recipe. Other than the dressing needing to get mixed up in the blender, this should come together pretty quickly. So let's get it started. For lunch is a green goddess salad with roasted chickpeas. I wanted to get my chickpeas started first since they would take the longest to prepare. I added my drained and rinsed chickpeas with a very small amount of salt since they're already pretty salty, and some pepper, plus a little bit of this, and I know I'm going to say it wrong, but I think it's zala seasoning. I sprinkled about a half a teaspoon or so over the top of the chickpeas. Give everything a quick mix to get it coated in the seasonings, and then I left it to cook until it was done to my level of doneness. I could have cooked it longer, but I was lazy, and I topped it with some fresh lime juice. For the salad dressing, I added half of an avocado to my blender bottle, plus the recipe asks for buttermilk, which I don't have. So I added a little bit of yogurt and some water instead to my blender bowl, some apple cider vinegar, and a handful of fresh herbs. I just grabbed parsley and a little pinch of salt. Closed up my blender bottle and mixed that up until everything was nice and smooth, and look at the beautiful color of this dressing. Then I chopped up the remaining ingredients for the salad, including romaine and low FODMAP quantities of tomato, cucumber, and some cheddar cheese. Also some onion, which you can skip out on, and radishes. If you don't like the bitterness of either of them, I suggest soaking them in some cool water first. Now I added the cucumber, tomato, and lettuce to my bowl with a little pinch of salt, gave that a quick mix, topped it with some roasted chickpeas and my sharp cheddar cheese. Now, if you're wondering why I pick extra sharp cheddar cheese, that's because most people, including myself with lactose intolerance, can tolerate this cheese. I added the remaining vegetables and finished it off with a little bit of this beautiful green goddess dressing. The green goddess chickpea salad is complete, and I'm just ready to dive in. I am starving, absolutely starving. I'm glad this came together rather quickly because I'm so hungry. I'm going to go ahead and try the chickpeas, these roasted chickpeas that I kind of just had the random idea to throw together. I'm gonna try those first and see how they are. For me, they're actually seasoned really, really nicely. I might have liked them to have been a little bit crispier on the outside, but I lost patience. So I only cooked them until they just started turning brown, but I could have thrown them in the air fryer and probably gotten a crispier outside too, a little bit more quickly than I could in the pan. But let's try it all together as intended. There is the bite, some lettuce, some radish, some onion, tomato, cheese, cucumber, and chickpeas all in one bite. Let's give it a go. All together, it's actually not too bad, but the most prominent flavor is definitely the cheddar cheese. I did try the dressing on its own as well, and it's really, really subtle. I can see why they asked for a variety of herbs in it. Next time I might do parsley and cilantro to see if it's a little bit more flavorful, but it is not bad. It is a nice texture added into the salad to give it a little bit more creaminess, which is really, really nice. But I am not gonna hate on this salad. It's actually really, really good, and I'm glad that it made a whole bunch of extra chickpeas and dressing, because that means that I can have it again at least once, if not twice, again this week. So meal prep done at the same time, yay. So I'm going to go enjoy my lunch, and I will see you guys back for dinner time. Dinner tonight is a Greek chicken burger with an air-fried baked potato. The potatoes are first since they take the longest. I took my washed potatoes and pierced it several times with a fork before spraying both sides with oil and a good helping of salt before adding it to my air fryer basket. You're going to want to cook it at 400 degrees for 20 minutes on both sides, or until it's 200 degrees internally. Now for the ground chicken. I don't have any, so I took a couple of chicken thighs and a chicken breast that were still partially frozen and added them to my food processor. And I pulsed it up several times until I got a texture that was similar to ground chicken. Just don't overdo it, or else it'll become meat puree, which is not what we want. I added my ground chicken to my bowl, plus some red onion. You could swap that out for green onion. The original recipe asked for sun-dried tomatoes. I don't have those, and they're high in FODMAP, so I replaced it with olives. some garlic, which you could also just skip on the Fodmap, friends. And then the recipe asks for fresh spinach chopped up. I don't have it. I had frozen, so I thawed that, drained all the water, and shredded it into the mixture, plus some dill and oregano. And finally, a good helping of salt and fresh cracked pepper. Then I gave everything a quick mix, making sure to not over mix it, as this can kind of ruin the texture of the ground meat, which we went through the extra step of making ourselves today. Then I split the mixture up into 5 burger patties. Then I put those burger patties out onto the grill, of course giving them a little smush as you put them on, because I don't know, that's just what I do. And I cooked them until they were about 165 degrees internally, and then I removed them from the grill. For the tzatziki spread that goes on the burger, I added some of my fat-free, lactose-free yogurt to a bowl, some shredded up cucumber, some dill, salt, fresh squeezed lemon juice, and I added some garlic-infused olive oil. And then I mixed that up until everything was combined. I decided to use a lettuce wrap for my burger today, adding some of the tzatziki seasoning to the bottom, then my burger patty, some sliced up tomato, avocado, completely optional, but some red onion, and also optional, I crumbled up a little bit of extra sharp cheddar cheese since the recipe asks for feta, which I don't have. And then I put my baked potato on the side with a little bit of butter. There is the final burger. Pretty excited to try it. It's way different than anything I've tried before. It's very messy. I might end up eating this with a knife and a fork, but let's dive in and see how it is. Oh my gosh, it's so messy. All right, it's okay. I mean, it's cooked well. The texture on it's really, really nice. All the little additions to it give it extra, pizzazz, but in itself, it's not horribly exciting, at least to me. But it is still good enough that I'm going to definitely enjoy it. With that, I am going to go enjoy my dinner, and that means that this is it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video and found some inspiration in the recipes that I made today. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. And if you want to see more content like this, don't forget to subscribe. And as I always like to tell you guys, don't forget to double check the ingredients in every recipe to make sure they will work for you, because what works for me might not work for you. I will see you all back next time. Bye, guys.